whatever time it is. 7:35. Do a roll call. Joseph, would you start?
Joseph Adeletta.
Tim Young,
David Morse,
Amy Monahan.
Aaron Farbo.
thank you. We'll designate Amy as the alternate, and we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice.
Okay, Harry Ford, nothing to report. Thank you very much for being here and doing all the work that you do. Do we have any citizens' comments on anything other than what we're, is in front of us tonight? Seeing none, we'll go on to the meeting minutes for May 21st and June 4th. You have a
Make a motion to accept the minutes of May 21st as presented. I'm doing them one at a time.
okay,
Good.
Second.
any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. Do you have a motion to accept the June 4th?
So moved.
Second.
That was Tim. Joseph seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? On to the public hearing for the modification of the special permit, addition of a warehouse building applicant, line master switch. Let me read the number 676-05-26.
We have to wait a specific time. 45 isn't.
There was no time stated.
All right, good.
Norm, I can also put your plan set up on the screen if you want to direct me to which sheet.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, John. I guess to start off, put on sheet number 3 to begin.
You just back that easel up a little bit so the audience can see it. Okay, good. Thank you.
Like that?
Great.
All right, thank you. For the record, first of all, a little bit of bookkeeping. I did scan and email in the notifications to 500 foot abutters, but I do have the originals here. I'm not really sure who they go to.
So yeah, give them to the chair. That's Dave. It's the folder on your right.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, the notices were sent out on June 4th to comply with the notification requirements for the special permit requirements. What we are here before you with this evening is a proposed 12,750 square foot addition in an existing light manufacturing building known as Line Master Switch. Their address is on number 29 Plain Hill Road. They also have frontage on Bald Hill Road. There are a total of 3 parcels that comprise the property for Line Master Switch. This particular one is lot 1A, which is sort of like the middle parcel where the main manufacturing facility is on right now. It's 43.9 acres and it is zoned industrial. So per Article 4, Section A5 of your regulations, we are allowed a 25% expansion of the use there. The existing gross floor area is 57,667 square feet. We are allowed an addition of up to 14,417 square feet by your regulations. We are proposing 12,750, which is a 22.1% increase. Now, the purpose of this warehouse is currently Line Master has a warehouse in Plainfield, Connecticut. So logistically, it does present a little bit of an issue because they keep finished product there, they keep raw materials there. And there's a lot of back and forth in order to run their business, trucking materials back and forth to Plainfield. This would really just sort of put everything in one spot. It would, certainly make it much easier to run operations. It would be a cost cutting proposal for them as well. And frankly, it would reduce a little bit of the truck traffic that goes in and out of there as well. Now, sheet 3 of the plans that John has up there right now, that shaded area that he is referring to, that is a paved area where we're going to be actually removing some pavement. There'll be a total of about 26,400 square feet of pavement that will be removed in that area. On the right-hand side, you see a little strip of shaded area as well. That is currently grassed, landscaped area that is going to be converted to some additional parking. So the amount of pavement that will be replaced is a little bit less than what's there now, but the addition of the building it's going to increase the impervious area by a little over 10,000 square feet to do that. But the actual amount of pavement is going to be less than what currently exists out there. So it's a little bit of a balancing act. We still have addressed those increases with our stormwater management, which I will discuss a little bit further. John, I guess you could flip to the next sheet if you could, please.
Okay. Oh, you went too far.
All right, so what you've got there, what we're doing is we're showing the building addition. There are existing overhead garage doors that will be incorporated for the access into this building. That's sort of right where John is sort of circling over there. The main warehouse building is the large rectangular, and then there's a little bit of an appendage that sticks out. That'll be the loading area for the trucks that come in there. Now, these trucks, there's going to be a couple of overhead doors over there for the access to the trucks. They're going to be able to drive forklifts right from the existing building into this building. It'll be set at the same level as that one, so it'll be an easy transfer. On the right-hand side, to the right of that building, there are going to be a few additional parking spaces that will be put in, as well as the visitor parking, that strip of parking along the existing parking lots that's there. Also on the right-hand side, you see a small shaded area where the parking is over there. Currently, that's just a big chunk of ledge that sticks out into the parking lot right now. We're going to remove that and just add a couple of additional parking spaces there. I'm going over the zoning table. The required lot area is 1.25 acres. We have 43.9 acres. The front yard setback 60 feet. We have over 1,000 feet. The side yard setback is 40 feet. And we will have 68.9. The rear yard setback 40 feet. And that we will provide 640 feet. The maximum height of the building is 35 feet. The proposed addition is 30 feet 8 inches. And the building size 12,750 square feet. We have minimal lighting on the site. There's going to be building mounted lighting. It will be dark sky compliant. There'll be sconces facing down on the parking lot. The additional parking shown in the visitor parking area will be bollards, bollard lighting. So there'll be low intensity lighting at sort of at waist level, just to create a safe condition for pedestrian access. If you look toward the bottom of the drawing, where the new pavement will be put in, and we are, we're taking out some of that pavement that currently exists there and replacing it. And the reason why we're just not keeping it intact is because we do have to make some modifications to the grading in order to accommodate the truck access. So Along the edge of that, to address stormwater quality, we have provided some computations in with the application. And what we're gonna be doing is putting in a 5 foot wide by 3 foot deep crushed stone water quality trench. And the purpose of that is to, number one, infiltrate some stormwater into the soils. The soils are pretty well drained out there. But also to remove any kind of maybe a sediment or that might become entrained into the stormwater that runs off of the site. From that stormwater trench, if it overflows, it actually goes to a grassed and wooded landscaped area. And it's well over I believe it's well over 600 feet to Plain Hill Road. So the possibility of any of that stormwater actually reaching Plain Hill Road is pretty negligible. As a summary for the whole pavement thing, we are removing 26,400 square feet of pavement, adding 24,447 square feet of pavement. And because of the building, the 12,750 square foot building, there's going to be a net increase of 10,800 square feet of impervious surface for a total of 37,197. As part of this, also, the town does request as part of the special permit requirements a proposed public improvement estimate. There are no public improvements here. This is all private property. But typically in these types of things, what we do is provide an erosion and sedimentation control bond. And in this erosion and sedimentation control, I've accounted for the crushed stone water quality trench, for the silt fence, and then to loam and seed the disturbed areas. And my total proposed erosion and sedimentation control bond would be $14,610. Well, we look at the special permit decisions, that your regulations do have a list of things that we have to consider when we're presenting these special permit applications, and things that we do have to demonstrate to you, and also things that you have to consider when making your decision. Number one, it should be in compliance with the town of Woodstock zoning regulations, which we feel it is. It is consistent with the plan of conservation development and the plan of open space and conservation. So I did go through the plan of conservation and development. There's really not much in there at all, specifically dedicated to industrial properties there. It really just speaks to preserving open space and no impact on natural resources and things of that nature. But going through that, first of all, this is a redevelopment project. We're not really doing any land clearing to do this. This whole area is already previously developed. We are replacing impervious surface with alternate impervious surface and adding a little bit more. But like I said, the bulk of the property remains vegetated and wooded. It will remain that way. It is very well screened from the public, just the sheer location of the distance off of the road. We don't feel it has any impact on natural resources. It doesn't have any impact on the aquifer. No impact to agricultural resources or farmland, and no impact to public infrastructure. There is also a little at the end of your plan of conservation development. There are 5 concerns. I guess there was the residents of Woodstock. They were polled to see what their concerns were and what their highest priorities were here in the town of Woodstock. And the 5 main concerns from the residents of Woodstock are: number one, retaining active farms. Clearly this has no impact on that. Maintaining quality schools, again, nothing there. Maintaining the rural character. As this is very, very well screened from, the rural portion of the town, we feel it does meet that. Preservation of open space and undeveloped land, again, we feel it meets that criteria. And the last one's a little interesting. It does say, that residents are interested in maintaining a stable tax rate. So, this addition to the building will, create a little more, tax base, to the town and, hopefully help out, the tax rate, here in the town, so that, we can keep the rates reasonable for the residents here. Number three, as far as the special permit decisions, we have to consider whether it would generate any adverse impacts off-site or to the surrounding area, including but not limited to the environment, the character of the area, including any natural, historical, and cultural resources, property values, and the reasonable use, enjoyment, and development of properties. Once again, I don't feel as though this project impacts any of those items. It will not adversely impact ground or surface waters. It shall have approval by appropriate agencies such as NDDH, WPCA, DPH, or DEEP for sewage disposal and water service. That's not applicable to this particular project. It does not adversely impact existing traffic conditions, including that streets serving the proposed use or activity are adequate to carry any additional traffic generated by the use or activity, and that no traffic safety problem such as poor sightline would be caused or significantly aggravated by the use of this activity. We do not feel as though it creates any kind of traffic issues here. And as I said a little bit earlier, I feel as though it may reduce traffic slightly as well. It will not adversely affect public health, safety, or welfare. There is adequate landscaping and buffering to the project. Stormwater management will be handled by the installation of that water quality trench that I've discussed earlier. We are showing appropriate erosion and sedimentation controls that will be installed and maintained throughout the duration of the project. The lighting itself will be low impact lighting, dark sky compliant, substantially sconce lighting on the building, and just borrowed lighting in the parking areas. No additional signage is proposed for this project. We are not in the floodplain, and we do meet the dimensional requirements per your zoning regulations. I think that's pretty much what I have at this point. I'd be happy to answer any questions that the commission may have on this project.
Anybody have a question?
Go
ahead, Justin.
Is any of the area of concerns being impacted or covered by this building?
Oh, the
Environmental concern?
no,
Okay.
we are out of that.
Out of that area.
We're staying out of it. Yeah, there are monitoring wells. It's a continuing monitoring activity on the site, but we're staying completely.
Yeah, the limits of soil contamination are shown on this plan here, the red line.
Okay, I'll check black and white.
Right here?
Yeah. Well, no, you might be able to see it a little bit over here.
Yeah.
It's this line right here.
The dotted.
That has this heavy dotted line
Okay.
on the limits of the contamination.
Yep. Just, anybody else?
No, Aaron? Amy? So it sounds like you covered all your bases for all the points for the special hearing. Right, John? Everything's covered, John, correct?
Yeah, if you want me to do a quick summary, but you might want to after the public has an opportunity to speak, I'm happy to summarize.
Okay. Does the public have any comments from the public? Okay, yeah, just run over that. John.
Wait a minute.
What?
Well, I was just,
Could
I
you, excuse
live
me, could you state your name, please?
Okay.
behind,
That you have to state your.
Could you state your name, please?
My name is Ken Hamilton.
Yes, sir.
My wife and I live on the backside of Line Master Switch.
Mhm.
Right on the corner there.
Okay.
Our well is right in front of the house.
Okay.
I'm concerned about what they're gonna store in this warehouse. Is there gonna be any hazardous waste of any kind? How you gonna, how's it gonna be policed and everything?
Yep.
So that, we don't have another, pollution like we did in the past.
Yeah, I think, we do have, Mr. Carlone here this evening, who is the president of Line Master. I'm sure he can give us a little better idea of what exactly the break in that
Sure.
building.
It's primarily going to be materials that we currently store in Plainfield. It's all raw material, so there are castings, steel parts, fasteners, screws, nuts, bolts. No chemicals, you know. The incident that happened in the mid-70s was chemicals in a well that cracked. So that's unfortunate, and we inherited that, and I think we're good stewards of that problem. But, yeah, so they're all metal parts, pretty much.
No magnesium or anything.
No, in fact, we're heavily monitored by the government for not producing anything with cadmium or magnesium or any of those metals that cause primarily cancer. Yeah, we can't
Norm?
have any of those materials in our products.
Yeah, John.
Go ahead, John.
So I just, but for reference, if it's useful, I don't know if you can see the aerial on the screen.
Mhm.
If I'm correct, the new building is going right around here.
That is correct, yep.
And I believe if I'm correct, and I don't want to single you out, Mr. Hamilton, your house is down over here.
Correct.
All right. I don't know if Norm, if you wanted to speak to anything about, I mean, obviously the materials are not going to be hazardous, but if there's anything about the distance and stormwater travel or anything like that.
Right, it's, from that property line, from the, Line Master property line, we're about 1,010 feet away, so we're even a little bit further away from the well.
We don't have any liquids that it'll be all wrapped in stacked materials.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
You're all set.
Try to limit the cross conversation so that if everybody hears what's going on. So, can you express what you just said to them? And you are, just say your
My
name.
name is Joe Carlone. I'm the CEO and president of Line Master Switch Corporation. And just to restate what I previously said, all the materials are primarily metal, and there are actually no illegal metals or substances, in those alloys. And there are no liquids that would potentially, spill.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to have that all on the record and clear.
Good question. The traffic, you're gonna see more traffic, and right now is Route 171 is heavily used with all the different things that have been built in the last few years, and Eastford and everybody's coming down at 171.
They believe there's gonna be less.
Yeah, so, we have trucks that go from our current facility to Plainfield sometimes several times a day, taking materials from Plainfield and shipping them to Woodstock to be, assembled and produced. So that traffic from our trucks would be minimized because we wouldn't have that route anymore. And in terms of just general, it's probably more information than Stephen needed, but we've seen, our population in employees exceed even 230 people. We're currently at 165, 170 people. So in terms of, our revenue keeps going up, but we're doing things differently and more effectively, more efficiently. So it's actually fewer people than we've had historically that come into our facility.
Okay, thank you. Any more comments? Yeah, Joseph.
I just want to check with John. Any thoughts of having design professionals look at any of this? It looks pretty straightforward, but I just wanted to get your sense of.
Yeah. Honestly, I actually hadn't even really considered it, Joe. It's something you guys could think about, but the actual amount of impervious surface change, given the fact that they're removing a bunch of pavement basically swapping pavement for building, and that section of the site is quite level. There's really not a lot of excavation or grading that needs to happen. I didn't see this as a particularly complicated engineering approach. That would have warranted, and again, the distances to their property lines, considering the grades and stuff like that, is pretty substantial. And I think Norm detailed it pretty well. So honestly, this struck me as an extremely straightforward addition that really didn't warrant a detailed engineering review.
Okay. Just want to keep in mind resources that we have available to
Of course.
help us.
Of course.
And basic things, fees are paid, all the documents necessary are in
Correct.
here on the desk.
Yeah, the fees have been
Okay.
paid, notifications were done. I think, well, if I might elaborate a little bit, I think the major issue that I had at time of receipt was the stormwater calculations and the analysis that Norm provided in advance of this meeting, and he described pretty well, I thought. And again, this is not a private well or private septic system issue, so NDDH doesn't need to be involved. It's on sewer lines. So it's a fairly straightforward application and certainly complete in my view.
And obviously no wetlands involved.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah, just one other thing too, I forgot to mention is that, the existing, property line between the two parcels is right down the middle of the access drive. And what that does by putting this building in, we could not comply with the side yard setback requirement as part of that, because, so we are going to be doing a boundary line adjustment so that we can comply with the side yard setback requirements.
I think you mentioned that
Did I do that?
previously when.
All right,
I think at the application receipt meeting. I believe.
okay. Yeah, okay, that's correct, yep.
Okay, so any more questions from the members?
Move to close the public hearing. There you go.
Any discussion? All in favor of closing public hearing? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Public hearing is so closed.
So, Mr. Chair, I think it was a mistake of mine. Normally, when we have an application like this that has a public hearing that was received last meeting, I should have included this under old business as well. It is not listed under old business. So I would say at this point, you can either proceed immediately to a motion for decision and discussion, or if you want to add this application to old business on your agenda, you can do it either way. But I apologize. I neglected to add it to old business.
Well, if we can just move to immediate decision, do we need to add it to the agenda? I think it'd be more correct to put it under old business. So can we have a motion to amend the agenda and add the decision on number 676-05-26
So moved.
to old business?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Who first or second?
Tim was first
Yeah,
and Joseph was second.
I just quickly said what he said.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. So going on to new business, Woodstock Academy, number 677-06-26. I have a conflict of interest because I'm on the board of trustees, Woodstock Academy, but if we're just going to accept this, then I'm fine. If there's going to be any discussion, I have to recuse myself, and then we don't have a forum.
No, you still have it. You just because you're recusing yourself doesn't harm the quorum.
Okay, So, but if I can't vote, I won't be a member of the, I'm gonna vote to accept it, and if they're gonna discuss it, I have to recuse myself.
They don't need your vote to receive.
Okay, so you can do it with less than a quorum.
Correct.
No,
You can, as yeah, I would say stay in the room. Don't just don't make or vote on any action.
Okay. Sorry, we usually have more people than this, and it's not an issue. So, replacement of tennis courts, we have a new application, and we will have to schedule a public hearing, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you? We have the applicant's representative. I don't know if you just want a very short
We'll just
overview.
have he's
Is
on,
that Pete?
Pete, is that Pete Parent?
Yes.
He online, he's not here.
Correct. He's
Yeah.
online.
Okay, so, yeah, we can just have a short,
Sure.
overview.
Essentially what's going to happen is that the Academy is proposing to take the existing 3 asphalt surface tennis courts that are at the Bentley facility, kind of next to the track and the south side of the practice soccer field, and replace that with 4 new post-tension concrete tennis courts, which requires a little bit of expansion to both the west and the north, into that the clear area around that practice field, but it's just a practice field, so we're okay with impacting the clear area there. And we're also impacting a little bit of the track surface, but that track surface has outlived its useful life, and they have the track at the south campus that they use for competition now. So that was deemed to be acceptable to the Academy. Obviously, we're going from 3 courts to 4 courts, so we do have a small increase in impervious area. So we are providing a water quality / detention swale in between the existing parking area and the tennis courts. That will capture the impervious area from the parking area, provide water quality treatment and peak flow detention to kind of offset the new impervious area for the tennis courts. And that all discharges off site to the east to the property that's on Town Hall. There's a wetland out there, but we're considerably far away from that. We did go before wetlands because we are discharging water in the direction of that wetland, and they determined that we did not need a permit for this activity because we are well outside of their upland review area. So that's kind of the basics. If you have any questions, I can answer them, but obviously we'll have a more formal presentation in our public hearing.
Thanks, Pete.
I'll have questions, but at the public hearing, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just for of interest.
Do we need to vote to accept this?
Yes, you should vote to formally receive the application and schedule it for a hearing sometime within the next 65 days.
So can somebody make a move?
I'll make a motion to receive the application and schedule a hearing at our next business meeting, the 3rd Thursday, July.
July
15.
16th.
Good. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
All right. Who did you-
Do you get everybody?
Yes.
All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? I abstain. So moved. The next one is number 676-04-26. 92 Route 169 Scranton Shops. Josh Biondo, change of use. There's somebody here to,
Mr. Chairman,
you again.
me again. For the record, Norm Tebow, Killing Me Engineering Associates, as you know, this will also require a public hearing, but I'll just kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of what we're proposing here. So the Scranton Shops, now Scranton Village LLC, is under new ownership. I'm sure you probably noticed the improvements that they're making to the buildings and so forth. What they want to do, because Scranton Shops right now is, they've got all these areas where they have antique dealers, rent out space within that building. And everyone's got their, basically a little corner or a table or something like that. So there's a lot of interest to get more people in there, but they don't have any more room. They're looking to do a bunch of different things. They're gonna be, they want to build these small 20 by 20 buildings. Those would be leased areas for dealership, dealers or maybe crafts or things of that nature. They'll just be open for different uses. They want to have some grass parking that we're showing here. We are looked at improving the existing access, but because it's so steep over there right now, and it's so close to the building, when we look to do any kind of grading improvements, it really kind of impacted a retaining wall up against the building. And it really created a lot of access issues there. So we are proposing another access for when they have events there. For the day-to-day operations, that they'll most likely use the existing entrance. But what they would like to have is some sort of holiday festival out there where vendors can come up and do holiday wares and so forth. This little area here, this sort of a shaded circular area, they're gonna have a little riding train for kids. So that parents go there, they can, ride this little train. It'll be operated more like an amusement ride. And I'll have a little more information on that. The owner has told me he would get me basically some pictures and things of that nature for that. And also a small carousel that they're gonna put in as well. So the vision here is to kind of create a family-oriented atmosphere where parents can go and do a little bit of shopping, but there's gonna be things for the kids to do there as well. This has been submitted to the Connecticut DOT. It is a scenic highway, so it was passed on to scenic highway for the new driveway access. I would just ask that you accept the application this evening and schedule the public hearing for next month.
Okay. Any questions from the members?
Yeah, just some concerns that'll again come up during
Public hearing.
public hearing of lighting, hours of operation,
Yeah,
sound, things like that.
I will get that information for you.
Absolutely. Okay.
There's details of hours in the narrative as well.
Concerns of neighbors. You got a residential right next door.
Right.
And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
People feel as though that if they go here, they can go there too, so
Yeah.
how is that going?
Yeah, well, we'll have to, I will discuss, screening and operations with the owner and how they intend to do that. I mean, this is not going to be, I know, the neighbor right next door is fairly close to this. It's not going to be a continual type thing with where they have events day after day after day. They're gonna be more seasonal kind of things. Any of the events back here, maybe on, Saturdays or Sundays in the summertime. Probably not at all in the winter time unless they have the holiday festival. So they'll be limited to what they could do. The bulk of the activity, I believe, is going to be up right in this area over here. There is an existing building that has been used historically as a cafe and a restaurant, a coffee shop that they want to pick that use back up again. Another existing building.
A lot of the stuff we have to wait till the public.
Yeah,
hearing.
let's.
Okay,
I mean, I don't want to wait time.
but yeah, but these are concerns and, things that we will make sure that we have the answers to. When we come to the public.
Okay, so do we have a motion to accept this application?
Move to accept the application and plan for a public hearing scheduled for July 16th.
Yes.
So we'll vote on the same night,
Do that again.
both public hearings the same night? Just making sure.
Yeah. We want to get stuff done, so.
I get it. Not opposed to it, just
Yes,
making sure.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be a long night. Do we need to put times in here? Well, it's be hard to do,
No,
we'll just start having.
Get going right away.
Yeah. Okay, Any other discussion?
Did we get a second for it? Was it
Second.
you second?
You got the second? Tim seconded?
Got it.
Okay, all in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Old business, we moved the, decision on from the public hearing on number 676050026, for the application addition of a warehouse, at Line Master Switch. We have a motion.
Make a motion to approve the application as presented.
I would second that.
Any discussion?
If I could add just a quick thing,
Yes.
Joe, if with your approval, I would add two quick caveats. First being, upon finding that this application is compliant with the plan of conservation and development and the zoning regulations. And the second is that a stormwater bond in the amount as provided by the applicant will be posted ahead of any building permits being granted.
I will be comfortable adding those two conditions to my motion. Are you okay seconding those two? I think that was a yes.
I think that's a yes.
Yes.
You're holding on to the hair.
And I was about to add, John, that I thought the applicant did a good job of highlighting and going through the conditions of approval that we would have had to go through. From that, we are in fact, or the applicant is in fact compliant with those conditions of approval.
Made all of our jobs easier.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so any more discussion? We all set with that, John?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved.
Thank you for your time, Timmy.
Thank you. Any other old business to come before the meeting? John,
I have no other old business.
home occupations?
No home occupation applications.
Do we have any other citizens' comments? All set. Communications, the CEO report?
So the CEO report has been posted. Things are starting to pick up a little bit in terms of construction season. A couple of new single-family residences, some pools, sheds, that sort of thing. Those are moving forward. Posted a new bond for a reconstruction of a single-family residence on Quasit Lake at 25 Loyola Road. That home is almost done. And so they posted a bond for their establishing the lawn. Obviously, you dealt with the two new applications. A couple of notices of violation were sent out this month. Some old Sawmill Road, two properties that backed up to each other. There was one had established some drainage structures that were draining onto another property. We're in process of getting that resolved. Following up last month's meeting, a notice of violation was submitted to 379 Doug Hill Road for outdoor accumulation of junk and violation of terms of storage of a special permit. And been in repeated contact with that individual who is making progress already, and beginning to move some of the stuff out of the front. Continuing to work with First Selectman Paquette on the citation ordinance. And then, of course, we've started with this full commission talking about the draft POCD. That is the bulk of my activity from at least from the zoning side.
Okay. On the CEO, kind of pertaining to that, I was in the office the other day and there's a driveway going in on 169, just up past Joy Road as you're heading north on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And there was questions as to whether, I mean, they didn't, I guess the state came to talk to the the building officer, and he was like, I haven't heard anything. And is there any permitting done on that? I mean, they built a driveway up to the top of the hill. I didn't-
No, I was not made aware of this. Paul didn't say anything. I haven't gotten any communication from the DOT. If it's just a new curb cut on a state highway, I wouldn't necessarily have any involvement in it until they're looking to actually put a structure or establish a use on the property.
So they can build a whole driveway without permits? I
But
don't
that's
know.
without a local zoning permit, yes.
Okay,
Obviously, the state needs to be involved.
I guess they got state approval.
They did.
The state, they worked with the state to get the curb
Okay,
cut.
all right.
And that's because the state came to talk to the
Paul.
the building official.
Right.
And I happened to be in the office and he came in and that was just the other day, just this morning, yesterday, somewhere close, just nearby. And I was just like, I went by it today and they got a driveway all the way up to the back. And I don't think it's wetlands, but I don't know. I don't think it is. Doesn't look
It
like
isn't right now.
No, it isn't right now, but it does tend to, so I don't know, I was just concerned, I just wanted to know what the deal was.
And if I could comment to add to Dave's, John,
Yes.
that property had been under a subdivision at some point, and when a third builder owner was looking to put a third house on that lot, my recollection, and that's why I'm saying it may have to be looked into, is that it had to be a subdivision modification or something different. There was language in the original subdivision that made it challenging for another house to be built there. And maybe the owner has overcome that challenge, but I'm just saying it to you, John, in case something comes
Okay.
to you, you might look at it a little more carefully. Yeah, those 57 A, B, and C.
It's
58.
yeah, I do recall. I was up 169 the other day, and I did note that there was a driveway being worked on. Yeah, it is up in this area here somewhere.
Yeah.
It's all the way up to the tree line.
Up here on 58A.
Yeah, it just goes right up to the tree line.
Yeah.
It does look like there's a little wetland there. I know that gets
Okay.
wet.
Yeah, it sure looks like that's at least an intermittent waterway or something. Yeah, I'll take a look from a wetlands perspective.
So anyway, I saw somebody else
Mhm.
asked about it. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So. Budget report?
It's on the screen. I don't think there's anything particularly of note.
No. I still don't entirely understand it, but that's okay. Correspondence, we had some,
We had two items. NECOG newsletter, there's some copies there. This is just, it's more of note that NECOG has a newsletter now. That's pretty extensive. They talk about various grants, various programs. I'd encourage you to sort of flip through. It's long. If you either grab a copy or take a look at the agenda page online. But it's the COGs all have much more robust budgets than they used to, and so I think they're able with the increased staff to do more. So it behooves us to be aware of what NECOG has to offer and take advantage where it's appropriate. And then the other element of correspondence was a quick letter, or it's a quick bit of correspondence that Chan Paquette forwarded to some of the land use commission chairs that is in regards to a small, basically orphaned piece of land that is on Woodstock Orchards property on Quasit Hill Farms. Actually, I'll show you on the map that there was basically a town meeting back in 1950 or so that approved divesting of some property following the removal of I don't know, was it a school building perhaps?
Yeah, it's at school.
And the property, let me zoom in to make sure I'm looking at the right place. Here's Quasit. Quasit Hill Farms. All right, here it is. Okay, so this is Quasit Hill Farms, Woodstock Orchards. Here's Quasit Road. Quasit Hill Road is this little, mostly a paper road that goes up this way. And if you'll note, lot 04A this tiny little property right here. The folks from Woodstock Orchard stopped in and were asking about the ownership of this. They couldn't find anything. So I believe they did some research, and Chan and the town attorney did some research, determined that this was basically an orphaned piece of town property that held the Quasit School, was moved, and the intent was to hand it off or convey it to the owners of the surrounding property. That was apparently never done. And so let me go back to the letter. So from Chan to the minutes of a special town meeting in June 24th, 1950, authorized the Board of Selectmen to sell 7 schoolhouses and the ground on which they stand, which included Quasit. At that time, 6 of the 7 were sold or transferred. Quasit was put on hold until money could be raised to move the building. The move took 2 years. Once the building was moved, no one remembered to transfer the small lot to the abutters. Chan was hoping we could just sell it to the Youngs as for $1, as it was just an oversight. And Rich's response was, I don't think the language in the ordinance applies because this land wasn't acquired by tax foreclosure, etc. It was either reserved or purchased for a schoolhouse lot. Based on the description of the 1950 town meeting minutes, it sounds like town meeting had already authorized the selectmen to sell the land. You may want to let other boards and commission know so that nobody thinks this is an end run around the ordinance. It would serve no purpose for anyone else to acquire it. And so, and particularly for planning and zoning, in theory, we're responsible for divestment or for doing an 824 referral for a divestment of property. But the decision had been basically made 75 years ago to do that. So I don't think, per Rich, any action is required, but this is just an important heads up.
Thank you. John, do you know how many other boards or commissions this letter was sent to?
I do. I would have to check my email to count. Hang on. Let's see. I definitely saw wetlands. I believe your bride was included. That was probably the open space committee. I'll have to find it. There were 5 or 6 emails on the chain.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to correspondence. Any other correspondence, John, or anything else?
That's all I've got. That's all I've got.
Okay. That brings us to number 12.
We'll adjourn. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention. Aye.